awesome. So we are now screen recording. Yay! So yeah, this thing is crazy. It takes.
No, it froze.
Oh, it froze. Can you hear me or see me?
Yeah. It just froze for a second.
Okay, but now it's good.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so this thing is crazy. It takes 360-degree videos. Like, you just press the button and it'll take everything around you. Like, it's just crazy. So I'm looking forward to using that for flipping. Yeah. So, like, what else about flipping? Hey, Chris. Hey.
Yeah.
So we're just chatting about flipping.
Flip it, flip that classroom.
So what do y'all do in terms of flipping?
Me?
Anybody?
What was the question? I didn't hear you.
Oh, about flip classroom.
How do I flip my classroom?
Yeah.
So I'll get a little bit of hate going because I actually believe that the flipped classroom is an absolute lie. Because the problem that I have is, at least with the model that was sold to teachers, is if you give lectures via video to kids to watch at home, they'll come in, having watched them, and do the homework in class, right? That was the model that was sold.
Mm-hmm.
But the kids who don't do homework aren't going to watch the videos, because even if you tell them that they're doing homework in class, watching the video is still another form of homework assignments. And so I played with that for going on 6 months, and I got frustrated because the issue that you had where kids were going home, not watching the video, coming into class, and at no point did they ever get any instruction on what they needed to do in class. You know what I mean? At least if you were instructed in class, then at least they were hearing it. So I kind of changed the model to more of a blended. And so everything that I do, I record beforehand, a 7-minute summary. If a kid is absent or doesn't understand it the first time, if he needs extra help, they know in my classroom they can watch the video, they can ask Google, or they can ask a friend. I'm last and long down on that list that they can ask me, because the other issue I found is that by blending your classroom, even though I just say it's flipped all the time for lack of explanation, by blending my classroom, I also felt that it did a lot to stop the learned helplessness in my class, where my kids would constantly, how do I do this, until basically they wanted you to do it for them. By constantly redirecting them back to the video, I found that they became more independent, which I thought was nice too. And then I'll do a lot of, when we're learning that basic, first level, second level of Bloom's taxonomy kind of stuff, that really important stuff, I'll make a Google form quiz that they can't fail. And if they click on the correct answer, it takes them to the next question. If they click on the incorrect answer, they will be taken to a video with me and get retaught right then and there. So I think that's really effective too. I'm curious though. I think I'm going to try. I think I'm going to start trying Edpuzzle in September. But I'm hoping by September that they're going to be integrated with Google Classroom, like a lot of ed tech companies are trying to do right now. Because for me, it's such a pain in the butt to take all these kids and go sign them up on all these websites, Newsella, Duolingo, So, from what Google said is people are now going to be able to come into Classroom instead of Google Classroom having to go to other people. So, I don't know. Anybody have any Edpuzzle experience?
No. Well, I have a question, because I think that's really interesting. What you talked about earlier, I was talking with Sarah about some of the things I did with my own children this summer, as far as kind of a flipped classroom environment, and finding those same things where they were just rolling along, getting 100, but not utilizing the videos, not really getting the curriculum or the understanding like I wanted. And that, I think I like the whole more blended mindset. So my question would be, though, how do you kind of get that new message out to teachers where everyone's sort of on the flipped bandwagon, but of saying, you really got to look at it and make sure you're active in that experience. Because right now, everyone's, well, not everyone, but lots of people are sort of, it's flipped. They watch the videos, we do the work. That's a neat package. And how do you get a mind shift where people are looking at what you're talking about instead?
What's your role?
I lost you.
I'm sorry? I said, what is your role? What do you teach? Can you hear me?
Zena?
Yeah, it's buffering. Where'd you go?
Oh.
Zena, I asked you, Zena, what do you teach, or what is your role in your school?
I'm an educational technology specialist, so I am assigned to 4 or 5 different schools.
Okay, so you're in a similar position as I am. That's kind of my role. Is I work half my day with teachers. I work the other half in an innovation lab with students. You know, and this always goes back to a question I'm asked about how do you basically just change the culture in general, moving towards technology or something like that. And my suggestion right now, and I don't know if it's right, but this is kind of where I've been going for almost a year now. Find your early adopters.
Okay.
Find your teachers who, they don't have to be the most tech savvy, but they have to be the most excited. And start with those teachers. And, I think a lot of people in our position, they focus on the 5%. Those 5% of teachers that hate technology, that never want anything to do with it. And for me, a lot of times that's like my last stop on the ed tech train, because I want to take those early adopters. I kind of think of it as, law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I could spend an hour with a teacher who is so recalcitrant towards technology, and maybe they kind of try something not so much, their heart's not in it. Or I could spend an hour with somebody who can't wait to try it, even though they don't really know how, because they want what's best for their kids. And I spend an hour with them, and they're just a rock star, maybe a couple of weeks later. I would start with your early adopters, get them up and running, because the best pressure that you're going to get is going to be from the kids who love knowing that if they're absent or don't understand something, they have access to their teacher, wherever. And when parents start to talk to each other and they hear that so-and-so's class, that math teacher records her lessons, which really makes homework go smoothly at home, that's how that culture starts to change. So I tell you, hit up your early adopters, get models working in those classrooms and then iterate. And then once you feel comfortable, even once they feel comfortable doing it, that's how you kind of multiply your positions. You take those teachers and you turn them loose on the other group of teachers, and you work your way. I think, what is that, tipping point? I think the name of the book is called, where it talks about who adopts what and when. So you have your early adopters, and then you have your people who come later. And so it's this idea, there's kind of like a hump, and once you hit a certain percentage of people in the hump, well, then the idea just, domino effects and everybody gets on board. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking. That's what kind of my plan is. Over the summer, I've done 2 sessions every week, and a lot of the teachers who are really excited have been coming in. And I'm hoping to get that model, up and running in class. And so if I have 10 teachers who are doing it, I'm hoping by the end of the year, beginning of next year, that we'll have 50. And then the year after that, maybe we'll have the other 50, and then we'll be ready to go. So that would be my suggestion. Is that, that's how I think you spread an idea. That's how you change that culture. Was that helpful at all?
Yeah, it does. It does. Well, I think because I think it's just trying to come up with what are ideals to keep teachers open and keep teachers open to always having a mind shift on things.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, it always helps to appeal to noble motives that, this is the world that kids live in, this is what's best for the kids, think about all the ways that you're going to affect and reach the kids. And so when that's how I pitch every idea, because there's a lot of things I do in my classroom that I don't really want to or I wouldn't like to do, but I know it's best for my kids, if that makes sense. I mean, maybe a lame example is I'm starting a Minecraft class in September. I don't like Minecraft, but they like it. So I feel that, if I can engage them and motivate them to learn and use Minecraft, that's cool, even though it's not something I would ever want to do, for my own fun. So I